The book of faces. Andre said face space the other day, right?
The face space or whatever.
Yeah.
Space time. It was space time.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to say MySpace and Facebook.
Yeah, he
and
was like
we
an
just
older
combined
guy.
it, and I said I like Spacebook.
Alright, guys. You ready? We're live?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Here we go, dudes.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is now 8:07 a.m. and you are listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And we got a wonderful, new, dynamic, fresh, awesome show for you today. But I'm not going to announce now who that is. I typically do that. I'll say, we've got such and such. But today we don't have such and such. We've got So let's get into the news, and then we'll get to that. Shout out, first and foremost, to our dear friends, McCarty Mills, Viso Arts, and Stealth Art. Make sure you stop by McCarty Mills Tap Room in downtown Aurora to see the amazing artwork that's on display in their art space. This month's featured artist is Tyler Waldrop. Shout out to Tyler. Hanging artwork is available for purchase when we on display until the 30th of this month. Now, Viso Arts is celebrating their second annual photography exhibition from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. at Gallery 1904 at 1 East Benton Street. That's the old Aurora Public Library. Stop by to see local photography and get a snapshot taken by official First Friday's photo booth photographer, Jason Arthur. Okay. Now, also, I want to say a shout out to a dear friend of the show, Mr. Joseph Weber. That young man takes fantastic pictures of Aurora, and he took it upon himself when he saw a lack of patriotism in the city to buy a whole bunch of American flags and plant them all up and down various locations. Shout out to Joseph Weber. That's the homie. All right. Goldfinch Cafe will pop up with the mobile cafe from 5 to 9 p.m. at Wickwood House, 14 West Downer Place, right next door to TW. TW, for those that know, is Treadwell. Holla. All right. Shout out to Jenna. She's there right now. The Pay What You Can Cafe will offer takeaway salads and mint lemonade, with proceeds going towards the purchase of a food truck. Shout out to Goldfinch Cafe. Wickwood House will have musician Matthew Ripsch from 6 to 8 p.m. And the Art Bar kicks off their 9th season with Art as Protest, a virtual show available at artbaraurora.com. Live conversation will happen with artists on their Facebook page at 7 p.m. Now, this first Friday is going to be great. We want to say a shout out and a thank you to Marissa Amoni of downtown Aurora. She put on the, the Alley Art
Fest.
Alley Art Fest, yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, they celebrated 10 years of art and all kinds of other cool things. It was great. And a fest, yeah, that's right. It was really cool. Saw some pictures of it. I wasn't there. I was mowing the lawn of the new crib, but you were there.
I was there.
How was it?
It was great. And you know what? Last year it was all in one place, but because of COVID and social distancing, it was broken up in between 5 different places. Mm-hmm. I actually like that better because it made me kind of venture out into other areas that I don't usually go to. So
nice.
So it was a success.
Marissa, shout out. All right. Simply Destiny, 122 West Downer Place will feature Diz Dancing at their location from 5 to 8 p.m. Legacy Fitness, 77 South River Street, will offer outdoor fitness for all from 5 to 8. Offbeat Thrift and Vintage, Mod Taj Tiki Party from 5 to 9. And last but not least, Warehouse 5555 South Lake Street will feature their celebrate their first anniversary from 6 to 8 p.m. Yeah, first wasn't feature. I don't know how I saw feature out of first. Stop by and pick up a grab and go bouquet from Blissful Blooms. Shout out to Maria of Blissful Blooms. Awesome place. And I want to give one more shout out to all of the Navy veterans in Aurora. So shout out to Cottonseed Creative Exchange and shout out to our friends My Daughter's Dress over there because they're Navy vets too. And shout out to the women in business. Glad to have you guys here in our city. Go Navy. All right. The trolley will not be running as well on this Aurora Downtown First Friday. So keep that in mind, you guys. I know the trolleys have been a big part of it, picking people up, taking them here and there. They're not running. So y'all got to hit the 60, 70, 80, whatever footmobile. All right. So with that being said, that is the news for the day. And now we got a little something for ya.
This is a song called Kayak. Met you in the mountains, said you had some magic mushrooms. We flew away on a carpet of yellow and blue. Tell me something interesting, I don't really know what to do. We can go to your hiding place. Why don't you bring me on that kayak with you? I don't usually finesse this much, but I will do my best with you. Drive around in your dirty old car, get what I can, well I can. Luscious dark hair and deep brown eyes. Usually I'd be so amused. I'm not really that interested, but won't you bring me on that kayak with you? I don't usually finesse this much, but I will do my best with you. Drive around in your dirty old car, get what I can, while I can. Bring me on that kayak with you. Ooh, bring me on that kayak with you. Thank you.
Is it time to say who it is, who the guest is now?
Well,
Who
you already put it in the title.
Oh, I did.
I didn't
That
want to ruin that for you earlier.
that was the Hangovers.
The Hangovers.
The Hangovers. Good to meet you guys, man. One more round of applause real quick for the Hangovers. That was awesome. Kayak, good song, man. Feeling that.
Thank you. That was written by our very own Josh Eggers over here.
All right.
Which
Very
one's
cool.
Josh?
This is Josh.
All right,
That's me.
Josh.
All right. So before we go any further, so let's do some intros of who you guys are. Tell us who you are.
I'm Molly.
Okay.
I'm the singer.
All right.
I'm Sammy. I'm the bass player.
Nice.
My name is Josh, and I play guitar.
Cool.
And then I'm Zach, and I am the other guitarist, and I also do some background vocals / some lead vocals here and there.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. That was a good song. Kayak. I'm feeling that. Good vibe. And I was just telling my co-host here that we need more music in the morning. Like I can see, like that was a lot of fun to listen to. So tell us about yourselves. How'd you guys form?
Well, initially, I was in a band with Josh, and it wasn't really a band that was going anywhere, but because he played bass, and he wasn't a bass player. We were guitarists, but it was fun while it lasted. And then when it came to sophomore year of college, I roomed with Molly and Josh and one of our other friends. And when that happened, we're like, we should form a band, and just because we're always together, we should do it. So we did it and recruited Sammy.
Dope.
And we got worked on looking at drummers, and we've been through about 3 or 4 of them because you can't hold down a drummer.
Can't hold down a drummer, right?
So yeah, we formed sophomore year, living together, and started playing shows around, and it's just gone uphill.
And that was 2018.
Wow.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
We all go to Milliken in Decatur.
Okay.
We all study music there too. So like I'm
Yeah.
music business, and I think everybody else is also music business and commercial music as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
those are all double majors, right?
Hangovers is from Decatur, Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to Decatur. Shout out to
Shout
Decatur.
out to Decatur.
Um,
Pelican.
Now, so before we get into a little bit of, little pieces of each of you in the interview, what's the style of the Hangovers? How do we define the style of the Hangovers?
Say probably like psych rock would be the best.
Okay.
We kind of a mix of
mixed with a little bit of, I don't know, like, I don't want to say jazz, but like we have some jazz.
I'd call it
style.
you got some soul. There is
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
is soul in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a kind of a Janis Joplin feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wasn't
Don't
trying
get her
to
started on
Yeah.
Janis
I love
Joplin.
Janis
Yeah,
Joplin.
Janis is awesome. Yeah.
Who are some of your musical influences?
Janis Joplin, Robert
Joplin.
Plant, basically like a lot of the classic rock singers
Okay.
from like 60s, 70s are some of my influences.
Nice.
More recently, like King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard.
Okay.
We're actually listening to them on the way up here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we're all into like rock, classic rock. Zach's a big 80s
Yeah,
guy.
I dip into the 80s a lot. I
Thanks,
love the sweet shredding guitar that's just way
Yeah.
too fast. to
I'm a
be
Billy Idol
impossible.
guy. You go into the
Yeah.
80s. Yeah. Gotta have some Billy. Gotta have some Billy.
Absolutely.
So what was the first song you guys formed or made together?
The first song we did it's actually on Apple Music and Spotify. It's called Intergalactic Invasion.
Okay.
That was a single.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was a single.
Okay.
We recorded it at one of our friend's house, just in his basement. So the recording quality isn't the best compared to our EP, but
That's some of the best
Go on,
music
yeah.
ever, though. Yeah.
it jams. I'd
still
say it
jams.
Right,
jams.
yeah.
Like, you can crank it up, and
Yeah.
it's pretty raw. I
Okay.
like that.
for a first song, yeah, it was pretty. We liked it. We were happy with it.
For one mic on the drums.
Yeah, using only one mic.
Nice. So what's something that you or let me start over. Does your music have a theme or a overall message? Are you trying to accomplish
Molly's
something with the
Ouch.
You gotta just
Word
come
up.
at me, don't you? No, there's
really.
other stuff too. I know we have a song called "Fuck That Guy" that.
It's all good.
It's
We're going
about-
there.
It's kind of about like it kind of was about a guy at first, but then it turned into like empowering women, like don't let people tell you what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you like hair metal, that song is straight.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Thrash.
All right.
I put a lot of squeal and pinch harmonics in there, and
Nice. So I'm digging the logo.
yeah.
Rock that. Show that off. Can we get that on that's on there?
Am I on?
Okay.
There you go.
Who drew that?
This was our other roommate that we roomed with sophomore year, Jeff.
Okay.
And we live with him right now too, and
Mm-hmm.
he does a lot of paintings that are a lot to do with space and that kind of
Okay.
universe theme. And so this is one that he made for us, and it's pretty simple. You got the alien puking in the toilet. But yeah.
Nice.
So this was like our cover for our single Intergalactic Invasion.
Okay.
As we used that for the band logo and for that, and then so we just ordered some shirts, and we got these and then the EP cover as well. So have
All
to
right.
get some merch from us. Hit us up. We can
Right,
ship
holla.
it. We'll figure it out. Let us know.
Okay.
Is this available on your website, Instagram, or
Instagram,
Instagram?
Facebook. I think we have a website. I don't know the link to it, but
It's just on Facebook.
at the
and
Hangover?
Instagram, we'll pull it
yeah.
up.
He doing the vocals. He ain't worried about the website. I do the vocals.
What's it called? Where can they find you on Facebook? What's it called? Your page?
The Hangovers.
The Hangovers,
Yeah.
just period.
We're
It
should
also on
be at-
Instagram.
It
the
should be
Hangovers
at the
Band.
Hangovers Band.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
for
the
both.
Hangovers
I
Band,
think that's
okay.
the official username. So.
How has music changed in the last 10 years?
A lot because of streaming and
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Especially in the last year. Because the pandemic, everyone's doing stuff
Right.
together now. A lot
Right.
of merging, I would say. I see a lot of styles
Yeah,
starting to merge,
collabs.
collaboration going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked that question specifically is because with the pandemic and this time that we're living in, we see a lot of the live streaming on Facebook, the sets and everything like that. I mean, you got a guy in his kitchen right? He's streaming out he got a nice balcony, and then that's the show. I feel like that will never replace the live experience. But you do see the numbers going up when people like that. So, I'd like to hear from people who are actually doing it raw, what they think about that. Will we ever get back to the place where we can do shows and everything like that?
I hope so.
I hope so too.
We need to. I mean,
Right.
it's so fun to get up on stage and you're just having a good time. And everybody that's listening to you is also having a good time. Makes
Right.
your time better, and you're just all feeding off each other's energy.
It's so fun to go to a concert.
Yes.
The energy's not the same. if you're
Playing to a
watching it
camera
together.
is just
Yeah.
weird. I
Yeah.
mean, you still get
It's
the
a-
little inside jokes between the bandmates, but it's
Yeah.
it's just not the same.
When I look at it as a person who doesn't play any instruments, even I feel like it's looking at a bird trapped in a cage. Like, how are these? They're jamming in the bathroom, but like shit. Like, wouldn't they rather be like But they have to do what they got to do, I guess. Where's the first place you guys ever played? First as a
Donnie's?
It was probably
Donnie's or a house show.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been a house show.
Yeah, wasn't it Jake's that got busted?
Yeah.
That didn't-
Jake's that got busted. Tell us about Jake's that got busted though. Hold on.
our old drummer, Jake.
First drummer.
Yeah, first drummer.
Yeah, our first one.
No, wait, a second.
No, our
after
second
Oh
drummer.
yeah, it was our second drummer.
We actually, he wasn't our drummer at the time. We had the original drummer
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
us.
Shout out to Isaiah.
But shout out to Isaiah if he's in here. But yeah, we went over to his loft over in Morton outside Peoria.
Morton,
and-
Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is in Morton, right?
Yeah.
Close to it. But so we're we had just gotten set up and we're about we're doing like a sound check, and I think we just start the first song and you see Jake and he's marching up the stairs and he's like, everybody out, and we're like, what is going on? And
Right.
he was just he came up to me and he was like, I very calmly like, I just need you to pack up and tell the band to pack up because someone's been stealing from me, like me and my dad. And
Yeah.
I don't know if someone went inside like his house or what happened, but somebody stole something and
Right.
he was not happy. And so
Oh.
our first show, I think they had played a show before that without me, but I
Okay.
was the first one. I was there, and then we played half a song.
Yeah.
So wasn't quite successful.
Yeah, and then we were like
Yeah.
running down the street with all the gear, like trying
Yeah.
to get out because
Oh
they
my
like
gosh.
threatened to call the cops. So we were like sprinting down the road.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like his dad was like standing outside watching everybody like drive off.
Yeah, he was just standing there as we all went down the stairs and to leave.
Wow.
That sounds like an album cover. Jake's that got busted.
Yeah.
Dad watching all these these cars in the background.
Yeah. Well, that's like creativity comes like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to keep a little bit of the flavor of our original shows and format. What we do when we talk, we typically talk to individuals, okay? So we get a little bit of who they are, a little bit of flavor. So we're going to do a little bit of that with you guys. Two questions, all right? So, Zach, first of all, where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Catlin, Illinois. That is
Catlin?
Yes, it has 2,000 people, maybe a little
Google
more.
that. I never heard of
But if you ever heard of Danville,
Yeah.
I'm like 10 minutes from Danville.
Okay.
At the most.
Dirty D.
The other, yeah, Danville's probably not as good as Decatur, but
Okay.
each their own. But yeah, I was born and raised in Catlin, Illinois, so small
Nice.
town life.
Growing up, what impact did your mom have in your life?
What?
Oh, okay. I was like,
Wasn't
well,
ready for that. Like,
pretty big impact. She's like actually my music teacher because she started teaching. She had taught before I was born, and then I think she took some time off to raise us, and she started teaching again when I was like in kindergarten or first grade. And so I've had her as a band teacher from 5th grade till I was a senior in high school, and I've grilled her on like music theory. I'm like, Mom, what's this chord? What's going on here? Because I'll look at sheet music and just bug her, and she'll be like, I don't know, because I'm just grilling her with questions after question. But she, I'd say she gave me a lot of my musical influence, and yeah, pretty
That's
big
awesome.
impact. So
and young man, what was your name one more time?
Josh.
Josh, and you're Sammy.
That's right.
Right, okay. Josh, where were you born and raised?
I was born in Princeton, Illinois.
Okay,
It's like an hour north of Peoria.
all right. And growing up, what impact did your mom have in your life?
Oh, the impact my mom had in my life. Well, My mom wasn't a music teacher like Zach, so she didn't really influence my musical taste that much. But I guess like both my parents probably just helped me be like a nice person to people and just stuff like good mom stuff like that, I guess.
Right.
Good mom punishing me when I deserved it and helping me learn and stuff like that.
You deserved it, probably.
Yeah.
Sammy, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised just a couple towns over in Yorkville.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the closest so far of all you guys
Yeah,
over here. I've actually heard of that one.
Yeah, my grandma actually lived here, so I spent a lot of time around Aurora and Naperville, that area.
Okay.
Yeah, so semi-suburban, small-town life.
Same question for you. What impact did your mom have in your life?
Oh, how did I know you were going to ask that? She wasn't a music teacher, but she used to listen to a lot of music in the car. She used to listen to the Christian rock radio when she'd take me to, like, daycare when I was really young and stuff. So, yeah, she was always home when I was really young. She didn't start working until I was, like, a teenager and stuff, so that was cool to have her around when I was young.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, just like Zach, all the good mom stuff.
Right.
Shout out to mom. Love
Shout
you.
out to moms. Molly?
I was born in Lincoln, Illinois, but then shortly moved to Morton, where I've been since then until I went to college. I'm guessing you're going to ask what my mom.
Actually, what impact
No?
did your dad have
My
on
dad.
your life?
Wow, okay. So,
Todd.
yeah, Todd. My dad had a huge impact because my dad loves classic rock. And so basically he introduced me to all of that. Led Zeppelin, everything.
Yes.
I remember even when I was like little, to dry my hair, he'd be like, whip it back and forth like a rock star. And I'd be like, yeah. So, yeah, my dad had a huge impact on what kind of music I listened to and decided to write and play, I guess, too. Yeah.
Very cool. All right. The time is now 8:26 a.m. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. And we're joined today in the studio by the Hangovers. The Hangovers. And their first single is Intergalactic Invasion. Intergalactic Invasion. All right. On Spotify and Apple iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
We also have an EP out as well on.
Damn,
Spotify
player.
and
We got
Apple.
everything out.
Everywhere else. Thing out, yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
Hunter engineered that, too.
Yeah.
I did. Shout
Our
out to
hunter.
Shout out to Hunter.
Yeah, he made it sound really good. I don't know what he does on the computer in there and make it sound that great, but
The man
yeah,
has.
he knows what he is doing. I don't
He-
have any worries.
isn't the hunter.
Just
That was a
gassing you
couple
up.
weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Well, I do want to say, just real quick, thank you to Hunter, because Hunter spoke very highly about you guys, and he's a good brother. You know what I mean? So shout out to Hunter, and shout out to Becca, and shout out to JV, and shout out to everybody who makes this show happen. We appreciate them.
You guys opened with the song Kayak. What is that about? It's about another.
I'm not even sure if
It's
I
still playing in my head, too.
I don't even know. I know sometimes. So basically, there was this guy I met once in Colorado, and he was a professional kayaker, and he kept like messaging me on Instagram and stuff, and it was kind of a joke, and everyone's like, tell him to send you a kayak, and so we just like made a joke out of it, and then he started playing that riff. Josh did, and I was like, it feels like I'm on a kayak, and then Darty was like, Molly, the lyrics have to be about that guy that we always joke about. So that's just what it's about. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, 'cause it keeps going through my head too. I keep hearing that.
Boom. Yes, it is.
Floating down the Fox River.
Yeah. Did the Hangovers have a name before Hangovers?
We did.
Yes.
These are the stories I like when
It was Psychic Microwave.
Psychic Microwave.
Yeah.
Now, did that have a story behind it?
No, we just kind of like needed to play a show or something, so we were like, let's just make a name quick, and it was basically like drawing a name out of a hat. We're just like,
Yeah, I
Nice.
did not help make that.
Now, do all of you play instruments?
Yeah.
All of you guys do. You're all musically professional with instruments and things like that.
Molly can play the tambourine.
I
play
can
guitar.
play.
Molly
I can
can
play. I'm not
guitar.
amazing.
She's pretty decent on the piano too, but
Oh, okay.
just vocals just her primary, so she
Yeah.
usually just
Nice.
stays on there. love to get her on some keys at a show.
Nice. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Tickle the ivory, you know?
Yeah.
I tried once upon a time a friend of mine tried to show me guitar, okay? Because I love the guitar. Anybody knows me knows that Dave Mustaine and Ozzy Osbourne are my two favorite people. It's not easy. Like playing like the key of G and like all that. It's not the easiest thing to do. You need to be learning that from a young age. For you guys, playing guitar and everything, how'd you get to it? Were there ever frustrations and things like that on the road?
Still.
Really?
I started to learn guitar when I was, I think, maybe 10 or so. I started taking lessons. I played acoustic lessons, and I was terrible at it. It was so frustrating. I think I did it for a year, and I quit. And then later, I picked electric guitar up. I think it was the beginning of my sophomore year of high school, and that's when I started. I went to Guitar Center, bought a guitar and amp, spent like all my money I earned all summer before on just a guitar and amp on a whim, pretty much, because I didn't know how to play.
Right.
And then pretty much from spending the money, that kind of forced me. Is like, well, I have all this stuff, I should use it and put it to use. And over the next year or so, I started getting better, and then eventually got to Milliken. So. Did
you like electric as opposed to acoustic? Was that it?
I think so, and I think it was just I wasn't as focused on it as I wanted to be when I first started, and it was, with acoustic it's a lot harder to like make the chord shapes and push down on the strings, I think, as well. Yeah.
Now, Sammy, you do bass.
I do bass.
All right, very cool. Yeah, that's the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Every style of music.
Yeah. How long have you been playing bass?
I've been playing since I was 10, so
wow.
10 years. I started playing upright bass in orchestra. We had an orchestra at our school. Shout out to Becca, who's actually here. She was in my high school orchestra.
Nice.
Good times. Yeah, Yorkville has a great music program. We had, surprisingly, we never got much money from our high school, but we had a great donor system, getting music boosters and such. And they had like all the great places to get instruments to the kids at a good price that worked for them. Granted, Yorkville was kind of a rich town, but not as much as like Naperville.
Right.
Yeah.
What's a good age for someone to get started? You said you were 10?
As young as you can.
As young?
Yeah.
As long as you can.
Try and learn piano as young as you can, because if you can do both, if you can read both staves at the same time and both clefs, you're doing something right. Because I mean, I have a hard time like playing some classical pieces on guitar, just trying to read the bass line as opposed to the melody and play them all at the same time with the chords underneath and the melody on top. And jazz, you can kind of you can get away with like chunking it and doing whatever here and there. You can throw in whatever you want, but with classical, you really have to have that smooth legato. You have to hit every note cleanly and like have a lot of control. So
Throwing out the Italian words.
Well, legato. Oh, what?
Legato, connected, beautiful.
Right.
But yeah.
They
So
just boosted it up
definitely,
here.
if you can do piano at a young age, that's what I wish I did. But
I think like with anything, like they say, when you're learning a new language, you want to learn it. If you're a kid and you learn it, you can pick it up like that. And I think it's the same with instruments and reading music.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My mom, when I was in like, I think 4th or 5th grade, my mom was like, you got to do something, and she tried to get me into the instruments and everything, but the only instrument available, because all the kids had like taken all the other ones, started learning, was the tuba.
I played that in high school. I played
Yeah, you did?
euphonium, yeah.
Yeah, and it was huge, and I had to like walk home with this tuba, and like push it through snow. And I remember that like it was not the easiest thing to learn. You know what I'm saying? It was not the easiest thing to learn. But I did try to like please my mom with it, and then I was just like, nah, I'm not. I'm just not doing the tuba, But I really liked guitar, and I really like to, I really like listening to guitar and everything. So I always would air guitar my way through life. It's not the same though. Not at all. Now, has there ever been a place that you guys have played that's been a favorite for you?
Yeah.
Definitely
Thank you.
Reggie's Rock Club in Chicago.
Reggie's Rock Club in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a great show. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was good? What? Tell us about
It
it.
was what do you know what it was called?
Summer Scorcher.
Summer
Yeah.
Scorched.
Yeah.
So they had a whole bunch of bands. They
Okay.
had like 10, 12 different bands, maybe even a little more. And, it was just a bunch of back-to-back, like 35-minute sets or something. And so it was just get up there, play your originals, and show them what you got, and then hop off. And yeah, it was a great show. It was a great place, awesome bar, great crowd. There was just a bunch of different people there for all the different bands.
Yeah.
And everybody was excited for every band. And I remember there was one band, they came out and they were like dressed in Power Rangers outfits and
yeah.
they're running around. the stage.
That was awesome.
It was crazy. And
Yeah.
I was like,
That's cool.
it was the first time I'd, been part of a show that was like that with just like a whole bunch of different bands lined up. And
Right.
Yeah.
Where you guys are from, I think you're closer to like St. Louis or some of those cities. Then are you guys south of where Decatur is? Is that where it's at?
Yeah, it's
Halfway
south
point.
Yeah.
Kind of a half.
maybe
Okay. Oh,
not.
Springfield's kind of closer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
probably
like
closer to
40
Springfield.
minutes
Yeah.
from Springfield, and it's like an hour south of normal
Hmm.
Bloomington.
What was the difference between playing in a place like Chicago and Springfield or some of the other places down where you guys are? at?
Most of the parking.
Parking.
most of the gigs we do are like bar shows. So
Okay.
it's mostly like small town bars around where I'm from, or we'll play like Donnie's Pizza on campus, and like we played another bar down the road in Decatur.
Or house shows.
And house shows, which
Yeah.
are that's a lot of the young crowd. They're there to party and get
Right.
wild.
Like
and,
Animal House, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So the thing with Reggie's, it was just a lot more professional,
Yeah.
and like they had specific load-in time, and if you weren't there by like so and so time, they'd cut you from the set and whatnot. So we had to be there and had to, like Sammy said, park. We were able to park in the back, but then we had to, finagle our way around the roads trying to figure
Right.
out where we can park. But yeah, it was just a different feel too with such a big crowd there. And I was really nervous too. I remember that.
Really?
And
Where-
I think it was
I usually
different.
don't get nervous either. So
It's different because I think everybody there was specifically there to like listen to music.
Yeah.
Usually we go to like a bar and there's people there that are already eating, or maybe they come in to see us, but everybody at Reggie's was there to see some band play.
Yeah.
that's true.
Okay.
Everyone was just going crazy, especially in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that or think about that. Right? Yeah. If they're at the bar, they're probably at the bar for the the food or whatever the case may
Like
be.
half the people, and then there's probably a half of other people are there just to see us or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys have plans to ever play out here? I know you're way out in Decatur.
We would love to.
We'd love
Yeah,
to.
we
We get
Yeah.
asked to, we play.
We've
we're trying
we've
to-
played at the Law Office Pub in Yorkville.
Okay.
I
And
keep
that-
hearing about this.
It was a great show. I loved
Yeah,
it.
it was-
We
But
gotta go.
Bar.
We gotta have we
Cool
gotta
music
go.
venue.
yeah, it's mostly
Okay.
just depends on who can have shows, who's hiring.
Right.
Especially right
Because
now.
we can
right now,
do
yeah.
we've had actually been able to do a couple indoor shows, but it's you have to like enter with your mask, and
Right.
then anytime you have interactions with people, you put your mask on, and
Yeah.
Right.
whereas like we have a show tonight, and that's actually an outdoor show, so it'll be a lot more spacious in the back, and so it just kind of depends how many who can do the outdoor shows, because I know some bars they need specific, I don't know if it's licenses or whatnot to
Right.
have outdoor events, but so it all just kind of depends. A lot of it's up in the air. So.
And,
Yeah.
and where are you playing tonight?
We're playing at around near my hometown. It's like maybe 20 minutes from
Okay.
Catlin in Potomac, Illinois, and it's a bar called Lola's. And my
This-
mom
I've
said
heard like
it.
6 towns I've never heard of in my life.
My mom said it.
Central
though.
Illinois.
Yeah, I mean
Potomac, huh? Okay.
Potomac, and you should go there just to get some onion rings.
Some onion rings.
Oh, they're the
Okay.
best I've ever had.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Hunter brought some candy from somewhere, some lemon drops, like old school packaged up, like not no companies, like somebody made them, like good candy like that. I grew up close to the border of Indiana, so like I've been to a whole lot of towns that are not, I mean, you know, 1 minute you're in it, next minute you're out. They're not the big town kind of thing. So
and you miss it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I spent some time in California too. So when you guys talk about that dynamic of like, you know, the house that's huge and there's all kinds of land, and like I've been to like DeKalb and like party at places, like I know the kind of show you're talking about, like, you know, corn, kegs.
Yep.
We've had a couple of those.
Yeah, like I know that, and that's awesome. I like that. I like that a lot.
We like that a lot too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some good times.
Man, so go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I say, what's next for you guys? Or looking ahead, I know this is a challenging time, but what are some of the goals for the future?
Well, we all lived together once again. You know, last year, I had roomed with Josh in the fraternity house, and then I ended up dropping the fraternity, and I moved in, you know, off campus, and we were all kind of spread apart. But this year, with me, Josh, and Molly living together, it's just as simple as Sammy, you know, walking down the street and coming over, and we can practice and write whenever. And I feel like with the hybrid courses, having stuff in person as well as online, it frees up the, you know, makes the easy stuff kind of easier because you don't have to get up and go to it, and it's not as time consuming. But it obviously it does take some more, you know, planning and making sure you're not forgetting stuff. But it gives us a lot of time to get together, and we can write some stuff and practice. So we're hoping to have a lot of new material written, you know, this semester, and hopefully working towards an album sometime. But I'm not sure when on that.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't seem like a fraternity guy. Is that why you dropped it? You don't seem like that.
I don't know. I was
You don't.
I just I felt so busy,
It's a lot
like
of
with
commitment.
school. Yeah,
Right,
it's so much
right.
time. And I remember there was one night where I was like, doing homework because I was behind on a class, and there was some event going on that night, and I personally felt like it really did not require me to be there in order to make the event that special.
Right.
Because I was just so busy, like I had to take the night off, and
Right.
then you get grilled for not going, and I was. And the more that the more I felt like I, you know, was too busy and couldn't show up, the more I felt like, I guess, slightly, I don't want to say I felt like an outcast, but I just felt like I started to lose some, like, relationships based off that, and I'd rather just, you know, come clean and be like, yeah, I'm just not trying to
Turn
do
away
this
from the bridge
anymore,
as
and-
opposed to
yeah.
burning it. Yeah,
It's
I
not my
feel you.
priority. Other
Yeah,
things
just
going on.
definitely fell down the priority list, and I was just like, I got too much stuff to do. I can't be taking
Right.
all these nights staying up too late. So
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that singular question thing again.
all right.
Okay.
We're gonna start with Molly. Molly, it's tough to ask a person their favorite artist. It's tough. People have, depending on moods, like me. I mean, it could be Dave Mustaine. It could be Miles Davis. Any day. If I ask you the question of your favorite artist, who's the first person that typically jumps in your mind, like right now? Like,
Always Led Zeppelin for me.
yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
Zeppelin guy too.
Yeah.
I like Led Zeppelin. My dad loves Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So, you know, driving through the hood, growing up, and your dad's blaring Kashmir. It's like, we're a special black family. You, my brother,
Favorite artist?
typically comes up like right now, like
The Who.
The Who. Ooh.
When I was 6 years old, my dad would always play Pinball Wizard in the car for me, and I'd say the Pinball Wizard by The Who is my favorite song.
Really?
Yeah.
I love The Who.
I love The Who too. Them and Led Zeppelin. We just listen to a lot
We're going to bump a
also.
little bit of that after the show. Bump a little Who. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I would also have to say Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Is the first one that pops in my head, but like you said, it changes. I'd say my favorite artist changes every week. It just depends on who I'm listening to. So probably like right now, I'm listening to a lot of Tom Misch, if I've heard of him. He's like a jazz neo soul kind of guy.
Okay. All right. That.
It's very hard to say, but usually, I don't know if this is the right answer, but usually when people ask me, I would immediately jump to either Def Leppard, or I would jump to like the Scorpions, you know.
The
Definitely
Scorpions.
80s stuff. So.
Rock you like a hurricane. That's a jam.
Dude, I'm telling you, that
That
intro
is-
solo, nothing hits harder than
Burn. Yeah.
and they're going off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a jam. That totally is. It just brought up a great memory. Valley Duel over here, which if anybody's listening and the scheduling gods could make that happen. If the Hangover was at Valley Duel, that'd be so awesome. Anyway, we're having a cookout out there. They're doing like Rock the Heart is the name of the thing, right? Charity event to raise awareness. And me and another friend who's a Kane County deputy. We're doing the barbecuing, and you hear, and it's diverse crowd. You know what I'm saying? You got, some Puerto Rican brothers over there. You got white people, black people, and here I am, down, rock you, and everybody's like, got the brothers like this, and everybody's chilling. Like it's one of those songs that like has stood the test of time when it comes to bringing people together as. Music, the universal language, does, and I like that, man. I like seeing that, just the way that people hear like Biz Marquee, you say he's just a friend, and like even like Dad with the tie on, the lawyer, is like, I like that. I really like things
universal enjoyment.
Yes, I love that.
Music's really good at that.
Yep,
Yeah.
I love that.
Favorite part of it. I think.
Yep. You guys ever done these shows out of state?
No.
I don't think we have, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
not yet, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I have a question for Molly.
Okay.
What's it like working with a team of 3 guys, 1 girl?
I like it.
Tell me. I want to know.
They're fun. They respect me as a person. We're all like bros.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they consider me just like one of the guys. We're all really close. I feel like they're all like brothers to me. So yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy it.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Do things go wrong if Molly's not there?
Molly's not there, we wouldn't be here.
Nice.
We can do a show without Josh. We can do a show without me.
Yeah.
We can just like have one of us and we'll make it work.
Could have one of you
You
sub
know,
for me.
we've
Yeah.
had we
Right.
did a
Sub
show
for you
where actually we only had one guitar, and then the other one that wasn't playing guitar on that played bass for it. So because Darty couldn't make it, and we've also had countless fill-in drummers and replacement drummers. And
Which is where my next question was going to be. Why is it so hard to keep a drummer? What the hell's up? What's up with that?
I don't know.
Just
I wish I
circumstances.
knew. I wish I knew.
It'd be like that, right?
It does.
Oh.
Our first drummer ended up not coming back to Milliken, I think,
Mhm.
and then our second drummer ended up not being able to get away from work enough, and we just couldn't
Yeah.
practice enough, and it
It's
just
u-
wasn't the right fit.
It's usually stuff like that. The people that
Yeah.
we want to play with have other commitments that they have, or like Zach said, our first drummer didn't come back to Milliken. We had one drummer, our friend Chuck Amaro. He played drums with us for a bit. He's really good,
Yes.
Yeah.
and he actually moved to where is it?
Wyoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yellowstone
was like
Park.
he told me, he's like, I'm ready to be your full-time drummer. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
down.
right.
I think the band's down. Like, let's make it happen. And then it was like the next time he came over for a show, he's like, I needed to tell you this. I can't be your full-time drummer because I'm moving to Wyoming. And we're all just like, what?
Right.
You said Wyoming?
Yeah.
And so he went to work at Yellowstone, and so he's doing that right now. But leaves
The
us
national
with-
park?
Yeah,
National Park.
Yeah.
He's
And-
a
Great job out there.
he's a gift shop manager there, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Playing the drums in the back and say, bye. This. Bison. That's awesome.
Yeah, those mountains gotta have a great echo.
Right, yeah, yeah.
for sure.
Hell yeah. Best concert in the world. Hello, Wyoming. That's cool, man. I want to talk about Decatur and your sound or any influences around. So I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan, right?
Yes.
And I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan, and I was watching one of their old interviews, and they said that most artists are influenced, or partly influenced at least, by their surroundings, their everyday thing, and try to put that in music. And I guess they're from Birmingham in Britain, which at that time was like, crime-ridden, infested, children of the war who grew up without. is there any Decatur in the Hangovers or the Central Illinois kind of thing?
I don't know if it's called Decatur. Probably more like Milliken because it's a music school,
Yeah.
and everybody's there. Everybody there's listening to a whole bunch of kinds of different music. I know when I came to Milliken, I would only listen to like hip hop and like classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix. And then I came there, I listened to more like R&B, alternative rock, stuff like that. Stuff that I would never have heard of. Yeah, and
Jazz. Gotta have some jazz.
Yeah.
I would say definitely like along with Josh, like my music is just expanding because I used to not even listen to hip hop and
Really?
then, yeah.
Why?
And then I don't know. I've been asking myself that. It's cool, and I'm hearing all this great music, and I'm like, yeah, all right. And then it's just like definitely that kind of a jazzy, especially because that's like the main focus in the curriculum is like jazz studies. So that kind of gets woven into the music, and then definitely like alternative and kind of fusing those two together to get like a kind of upbeat and get some soul in there. And
Yeah.
Yeah, your music tastes or what you listen to never grows more than when you go to a place where everyone there is as excited about music as you are and just sharing their taste with you all the time.
Yeah.
What do you guys do? And we can go through each one to kind of recharge, get inspired, get some creativity. Do you like go do something, go somewhere?
That's a hard one. I don't know if there's anything I specifically do. I know like definitely when I'm with these guys, it's so much easier to write stuff and get stuff done than it is when I'm like writing alone. Because I don't know. I feel like whenever it's so much easier to fill the cracks, I think, that you don't have like in the music. Like when I hear stuff Josh brings to me, I'm like, oh, I know what I want to do with that already. And I'm just having the different ideas I'm thrown onto, your like initial idea that makes everything just move so much smoother.
Right.
Yeah.
If everyone's building on everybody, it's so much easier than just one person trying to build it.
Yeah.
Right.
Not one person's just lifting up all that weight by themselves.
I feel like we're good at bouncing off each other, and we're also really open to being like, this sounds really good, or like, I don't know about that. Like,
we'll be honest with each other.
Yeah. That is important too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's important too. That's one thing that like when we talk, some of the meetings and discussions we've had, I've tried to like say like, look, no idea is a bad idea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because I think it's blue, it could be turquoise. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's all contribute and build something that we're all proud of. A team effort kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I gotta ask, like, have you ever like right? Like with the guitar, those people can't see me, but like, right? Do you just jam?
Oh, all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, right? So it's not just so boom, 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 like.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
get into
No.
it.
We
Okay.
a lot too, and we.
I love that.
A lot of our songs too are jam songs that we do at our show, where Molly will sit out, or she'll bang her tambourine.
Yeah, I'll just
And,
dance around the stage with the
and
tambourine.
we'll just all trade solos over, over a song or something, over a
we'll
chord
just-
progression.
We'll just jam and
Yeah.
rock it out.
Yeah.
There was one time we did a jam and she had a cowbell and she was working
Oh,
some
that was
magic.
fun.
on
I think
it
that.
was
the cowbell,
It
yeah.
sounded
I was
fire.
thriving.
You can do stuff with the cowbell. You can. Yeah.
Cowbell.
Every instrument really has its flavor. Don't discredit the tambourine, the cowbell, all that stuff. Like with the right band, the right person doing the right thing. Yeah, it's magic. And you could tell like, oh, there's no cowbell in this. I ain't feeling it.
Exactly.
Come to the cowbell.
Yep. Have you guys done any kind of, I guess, I don't know if they're cross performances or like team ups with other bands in your area? Work with other bands, that kind of thing?
Written with any bands, I'd say, but we've played shows with bands like Hunter's Band, Chocolate in Your Pocket. We've played a bunch of shows with them.
Okay.
We're playing with them.
Chocolate in your pocket. Yeah.
a
That's,
lot of the shows that we'd have like at Donnie's Pizza, like at school, they'd be 2 or 3 different bands, maybe even 4 different bands for that night, and it'd be like a whole event, with a cover charge, and so we definitely played shows with like a lot of other bands like from the Decatur area.
Okay.
Definitely influenced by other surrounding bands, but not specifically collaborated with anybody.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Right. Not yet.
Yeah.
We're getting there. And the EP. coming soon, right? It's coming.
It's
out.
Oh, it's out. It's out.
We've had it.
Damn, I'm
out
late as
for-
hell, yo. I'm super late. The time is now
April.
8:56, and I need to get with it.
Since April. It's been
Yeah.
we've got 6 tracks, so it's 5 songs with a introduction instrumental for one, and
Okay.
we're pretty proud of the work we've done. I think Hunter might be proud of it.
Nice.
Sounds pretty good.
Shout out. Now, where can people find you one more time? Social media.
Facebook and Instagram at the Hangovers Band,
Okay.
and also Twitter too.
Also Twitter.
The Hangovers.
Are y'all on Twitter too? All right,
Yeah.
cool, awesome.
And our EP is called Planet Hangover, and it's on Spotify,
Should
Apple
be
Music, and it's-
everything.
yeah,
Everywhere
YouTube,
else.
Right.
everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's on YouTube.
8-track
Yeah.
CD.
We have a CD
We are
too.
selling CDs too. Yeah, we have
Yes.
Oh, very cool.
10, 15, whatever.
That's awesome. So the time is now 8:56 a.m. The show ends on a positive note, and today is Friday. Okay. Maybe we can do one from each of you guys, but what do people need to take with them into the weekend? What kind of thing is going to make us better as a people, as a society, and take us to where we need to be? So we'll start with Molly.
I would say just stay positive, be true to yourself, and have a good weekend.
You have a good weekend. Be genuine. Tell people around you. Make a little music every day.
Okay.
Nice.
That's good advice. I would say listen to the people around you and what they're saying, and try to understand and see how important it is to you.
Definitely gonna piggyback a little with Sammy on being genuine, and just be nice to people.
Yeah.
Word up.
I mean,
Word up.
just don't be a jerk. And
Right.
A lot of things would go a lot easier.
They really would.
Don't be selfish.
Very true.
We're all working together here, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's very
You
true.
are.
What about you? What should the people take with them?
Again, I think they hit everything about just being positive, being a good person, listening, and just make it a good weekend.
Yeah. Hunter, what should the people take with them?
Go outside while it's still warm.
Yeah.
Right, true that. Because this morning coming out the crib, it was frigid.
Yep.
Frigid. JV, what should the people take with them? Should take amazement with them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Becca?
Plant a plant.
Plant a plant. I like that.
Plant.
Plants
I love
are
that.
good.
Plants are good. I got plants at the crib, and I got a yard now
Yeah.
with some, right? There's a rose bush that the weeds were killing it. They were just choking it. So I cut the weeds away, and I'm trying to exuberate the roses, have them come back. But I would say take everything that our friends The Hangover here said and apply that. So be positive, be nice, be genuine, don't be a jerk. And definitely, if you can help somebody else out, do that. You know what I'm saying? If you can reach down and lift another person up, you should definitely do that. And also, I would say that if you can donate anything at this moment, please donate something. If you can donate food to the food pantry, do that. If you have clothes that you could donate that just are sitting there, don't throw those kind of things away now at this point in time. Package them up and take them somewhere. There's a lot of people who are having problems in this world, and they're with basic stuff like canned goods and just like jeans and underwear. Like, if you can do that, please do that. Shout out to the food pantry, and shout out to all the organizations who are trying to do that through donations and give that to people. And also, if you can donate something to the Hesed House, do that. But above all, be safe, be motivated, and we really appreciate The Hangover for coming in here and talking with us.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
us.
y'all,
so
man.
much for
Appreciate
having
y'all.
us.
This was a cool interview, yo. This was a
fun.
really cool interview. Yep. And I hope that you guys, I wish you guys much success.
Thank you.
Much
Thank you
success.
so much.
You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I'm telling you, man. In 5 years, we'll be on the beach having a second interview. Like, yo, remember we had no AC in the studio? Remember that? But I do wish you guys the very best of success. And I like the song Kayak. So
Thank you.
shout out to that song, Kayak. It's a very good song. And shout out to everybody who made this interview happen.
Yeah, support local, support your local band.
Yep,
Yes.
support your local band. Yeah.
Definitely.
So with that, Good Morning Aurora would like to say that we hope that you guys all have a blessed, safe, powerful, motivated, and dedicated weekend. Shout out to all the Navy veterans in Aurora, and shout out to The Hangover. And with that, we out.
Hangovers.
Hangovers. Hangover. Don't just get one. Yeah, multiple hangovers. Multiple
Yeah.
hangovers. Yeah.
Stop at one.
Yeah, exactly. Wake up repeatedly hungover. But yes, shout out to the Hangovers for coming in with us. You've been listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Peace.
Peace.